Gems in the trash, we make our stand. Cleave through cliche, shield against the onslaught. Trauma dump for kinks, not in my books. Red flags for flavor? How dare you mock my word? Spice only to cry, they really love each other. That's not a story. So pick up sword and shield. Join in my noble crusade. We'll wade through Wattpad trash and broken dream. I'm not here to kill your voice, only raise it to sing. What's up, guys? Some Gamer Gremlin here with another episode of Crusaders Against Bad Writing. Yes. And we've got kitty power today, don't we? Don't we, baby boy? But anyway, so if you remember from last week, I decided that I was just going to go ahead and not type out the SCOTTIE stuff. We're still going to read the SCOTTIE chapters before I start working on the rewrite, but I'm going to be cutting so much from it because Ambipoop put so much fucking just drama glitter and bloat into her original that I can't. I'm gonna be cutting so much from it. We're gonna aim for just a novelette, and we're gonna call it a day. So I'm going to be aiming for 10 full chapters. So we've got about 5 more chapters that we're going to be writing. I kind of know exactly how I want to do this. But let's get into the reading of it. Yeah, so this is gonna be interesting. All right, we're on chapter 15, by the way. What do you think you're doing? I hear my mom yelling in my bedroom. I open my eyes and see Jordan sleeping in my arms. Great, I thought. This looks a tad bit wrong of all people. Mom, no, it's not what you think, I said, kind of pushing Jordan off of me as she woke up. She sure was beautiful. It better not be Scottie Marie. She was mad, very mad. Once she used my middle name with my first, you knew you were in for a rude awakening. Hi, Mrs. Farrell. I am sorry. Jordan finally spoke. Jordan, leave! That's all my mother had to say to her. It disgusted me. As soon as I heard the front door shut, I watched her from my window and then finally broke the silence with my mom. That was wrong. Horrible. I can't believe you. She was my friend. Deal with it. I was trying not to cry. You will never, and I mean never, talk to her again. That's all she said with fury in her eyes, and then left me alone after slamming my door and knocking the picture of me and Jason off my shelf and breaking it into 5 pieces. Dramalyn, 16. I woke up in a weird mood. I woke up happy, but then slowly I got in a bad mood. So many things were going on, and I had a feeling it wouldn't end anytime soon. My sister was the next school slut. My best friend had a human growing in her. Okay. Vanessa was in a coma, and I didn't love Jason the way I should. I supposedly couldn't talk to my other bestie, Jordan. I was starting to think things might get worse. I can't hang out this Saturday, Scottie. We usually hung out every Saturday. I was glad he couldn't because... Okay. It made it less stressful for me. I needed time away from him to think of how I was going to end us. This lie. Why not? I wanted to act like I cared. Busy with some friends. Okay, I didn't care. Then he walked down the halls in silence. That would be the first surprisingly. That's not even half a thought. That's like the start of a thought and then it just trails off. I noticed something was bothering him as well. I wonder what. Watch where the fuck you were going, fatty, Jason said to this girl who accidentally bumped into him and all her books fell. What is with Amber and writing kids with their books falling off? It's like, what the hell? Trope Lynn here. Shut up, Jason, I said, bending down to help her pick up her books as Jason kept walking. Gosh, he was such an ass lately. Then use that as an excuse to break up with him. God. All this forced fucking drama. I'm so sorry. Okay, whatever. Wow, she has the most beautiful green eyes I've ever seen. It made me speechless. I'm used to it. She seemed so shy, I realized that she was the one who helped me in history the other day. Too bad your teacher didn't help you. You shouldn't be, I said, all of a sudden nervous. We were now standing in silence and she started to walk away. See you in class, I yelled out to her, watching her walk away with her long hair flowing perfectly. But yet I hear an oink noise coming from a distance, directed towards such a sweet, gorgeous girl. Then the bell rang. It made me jump. I had one class left because I am ditching last period. Ugh. 17. This sure was a thrill. This was my first and last time ditching school. I just needed to see something. My school was huge, so I imagined nobody saw me run as fast as I could across the campus and past a few bathrooms. There was probably so much going on in each class that they didn't need to look outside. I was right. I made it, and I was free. I waited at the bus stop for a half hour and pay my $1, then sit in the only seat free with a teenage mom with a baby boy. I just smile and picture Melanie. Why does it have to be a teenage mom? Finally, my stop, Rosebud Hospital. Rosebud Hospital was the biggest hospital in all of the United States. And it was known for doctors, probably the best doctors in all of the United States. But repetition, Lynn. I was nervous about being here alone. I have been here a few times and been lost each time. It was definitely a maze. It was a good exercise trying to find where your appointment was. I sure do feel bad for those who are trying to find the right emergency room for whatever their emergency might be. What? There are delivery emergency rooms, which would be a maternity ward. The broken and sprained bones emergency rooms, H1N1 emergency rooms, and there's a GNE emergency room for people who stepped on glass nail. What? So I'm guessing I would be general emergency room, which... I was talking yesterday about how I couldn't finish this book. And this book, it's just so bad you have to finish it. There are life and death emergency rooms for those such as Vanessa, I would imagine. There are several other emergency rooms too. Someone does not know how hospitals operate, but okay. Excuse me, can you direct me to Vanessa Marge, please? I asked the receptionist, a very short one at that. Wait, so is the receptionist a midget? The receptionist is a midget in my head. It's canon now. Room L98. And a dumb midget at that. She said without looking at any paper. She just knew it from the top of her head. She can't have any visitors though, ma'am. Then why did you tell her what room she... Retarded midget. I'd still like to go up there if that's okay, I said, hoping I can. Of course, go ahead. She was probably used to people like me. Mary Sue Scottie. Thank you, I said, halfway to the elevator already. There were about 10 people waiting for the elevator. There were 6 elevators, so I was by myself, surprisingly. I was finally on floor L50 to 100. Took long enough. I walked slowly to find room L98. I passed a crying crowd hovering over a bed in one room, a laughing kid with a huge leg cast in another, a sleeping soundly lady in one, and eventually here I was, room L98. L90 to 100 were different, smaller rooms. The other rooms had open doors with no windows. L90 to 100 add a door, a closed door, and a huge window to look through. I guess that's the only way for loved ones to visit such rooms like these. I looked through the window and saw Vanessa. She had cuts and bruises all over. Her left side of her face was swollen. I gasped. It's horrible, isn't it? A lady asked, coming up to me. It looks like she had been crying nonstop. I didn't know what to say, so I just nodded. She doesn't deserve this, the lady said, starting to tear up. Do you know her well? She asked, wiping her runny nose. Yeah, I said in a low voice, looking back through the window. She's a friend from school. The lady smiled. She has always had so many friends. Ugh. What's your name? I asked, trying not to sound rude. Marcia, Vanessa's mother. Oh, wow, they looked nothing alike, I thought. I felt so bad for her, though. I'm so sorry, I said yet again. I am sorry. Everyone is. This has been so hard for me. They let me in once a day to talk to her, help her get out of her coma, but nothing. She started crying pretty hard. If you ever need anything, I said, you're welcome to come over to my house. My parents are completely understanding, even oh no, even if my daughter's a lesbian. She snapped back angrily. There should be an apostrophe there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, just leave. You don't need to be here. I looked at Vanessa one last time and left. 18. Dad's on the phone. Sounds mad, Samantha said with an evil smile. Bitch! Dad, I said, kind of scared. How was school? He didn't sound mad. Thank good. Good, thanks. Phew. How was last period? Fuck! Stupid school. Oh, good. Scottie Marie, don't lie to me. Not so off the hook. Stupid school. Did call my dad. Dad, I had to go to the hospital. Vanessa is injured badly. I might as well be honest. What happened? Actually, I'll talk to you about it tomorrow night. But until then, you're grounded. Wow, no sympathy. Come on, I said, sighing hard. You shouldn't ditch school for any reason at all, he said, hanging up. Love you too, I thought. He was probably more mad at the fact that I ditched school for a lesbian than me all around ditching. 19. That sure was a workout, I said, hopping off the treadmill. Something Amber has never fucking done. Yes, even though I'm grounded, me and my dad still do our Wednesday nights working out at the gym, then ice cream. We both joke about how we burn off the calories and just eat them times 2, with all the ice cream we eat. You did good today, as that's what my dad called me. Don't know why. Thanks, so did you, Pops. Race you to the car. He was very competitive. I started running right when he said anything. I won by less than a second. I let you win. Liar, I said, getting in the car. My dad sure was a sore loser sometimes. Asked me need to talk, he said, driving. Yes, I hate talks. You're free. What was he talking about? You're not grounded anymore. No more curfew either. Mary Sue Lynn. What? Really? I was thrilled, but thought there would be a catch involved. You're growing up. You need to start making your own choices. He looked sad. Sad to let me grow. Dad, I can still have a curfew, I said, trying to make him feel that I am not going to grow up that fast. His eyes lit up. Just make your own choices, dear. What the fuck? I smiled. I was talking to Jordan when I got home, and I was smiling even bigger. I'm not longer grounded from Jordan either. Then I blushed. 20. Online chat conversation. I'm not ready for this. No! Also, why is there... Why... Bro! Oh God, no. Jordan, hi, how are you? Scottie, hi, Jordan. Guess what? Jordan, you finally had an orgasm? Scottie, Jordan! Jordan, I'm kidding. What? Scottie, I'm not grounded nor have a curfew anymore. Talking through online was a big way of communication for me and Jordan because my parents rarely allowed her to call. Jordan, really? Come over then. Scottie, shut up. So how's Vanessa? Last message sent at 11:06 p.m. It's now 11:12 p.m. That's 6 minutes! She probably took a piss! Or got busy doing something! I hope she wasn't mad. She hasn't replied in 6 minutes. I didn't mean to make her mad. At 6 minutes! What the hell? I will go like an hour without texting someone back. And they never think I'm mad at them. I just get busy doing something else. The hell? Scottie, Jord. Needy little bitch. Jordan, I'm sorry. She's not good. Scottie, do you want to talk about it? I'm here for you. Last message sent 11:14 p.m. and now it's 11:21 p.m. I guess Vanessa was a sour subject for everyone. Not that one. Not that chapter. Okay, so I'm doing this for everybody. That's why I'm looking this up real quick. So when you're gonna have like a text thing, you want to add in other things with it. So I'll read this part from my own writing. Not only were Kieran's hands shaking as he circled the bag in the picture and responded to Lamia's text, but his entire body shook, and he felt like he had just taken a plunge into an icy lake. Kieran, what the fuck is that? Lamia. Lamia didn't respond right away, and Kieran sat there glaring at his phone until she did. Lamia. Kage wanted to get the baby a blanket and toy. Amaranth and Echo tried to talk him out of it, but he was being as stubborn as you are. Kieran, tell him to take it back. His phone rang then, and Lamia's name flashed across the screen. When he answered, he heard the damn succubus telling Kage he wanted to tell him something. What's up? Kage's cheerfully happy voice making Kieran feel like shit. How's Corey and Una doing? Kieran asked, trying to make his voice sound more excited than he felt. Kage sounded a bit confused until Kieran heard Amaranth remind him that those were the names of the two women who ran the nail salon. Oh, they're doing great. Did you know they're both human? He asked. I did. Their place is Mom's favorite. My brothers and I go every year with her for her birthday. Kieran took a deep breath. Please return the baby stuff, he said as calmly as he could. No. Kieran blinked at the firmness in Kage's voice. Please return it? He tried again. Tell the necromancer who the Duke's son is and don't go to the rose dinner, Kage countered. No deals, Kage. The kid is my problem, not yours. Then tell me who the bastard is, and I'll convince him to marry her, Kage tried again. Kieran growled softly, pinching the bridge of his nose. I said no deals. I won't shame my blades by going back on my deal with Altina. He strained to keep his voice calm and could feel his fangs extending. Then I'm not returning it, Kage yelled at him, hanging up the phone before Kieran could respond. So, when you're going to have, like, a text conversation thing like this in a book, this type of stuff, it doesn't flow well. Like, you can have the characters having those text conversations and all of that. Because, like, I have that in that's book 3. Book 1, I have another text conversation. Let's see. Okay, so this one is between Kieran and a girl named Lacey. Lacey had called him a few times and left multiple messages. She was alternating between angry and apologetic. Kieran, sorry I didn't answer. I was at the hospital. He looked up from his phone and watched Kage and Adam make a log cabin from cold fries, then looked back down when his phone alerted him to a new message. Lacey, what? Why? Kieran, demon dogs. He started typing that Kage had also fed on him too much, but settled on just saying he donated too much blood to Kage and didn't get enough sleep. Best to admit to cheating on her in person than just over text. Lacey, where are you now? Kieran, at the pub, watching Adam and Kage make a cabin out of cold fries. He took a picture of the cabin and sent it to her as well. He also sent it to his mom. This elicited an exclamation from his mother in the kitchen about just coming to her if he had something to say. Kage looked confused, and the brothers laughed as Kieran got up to show his mother the picture. His mother gushed about the cabin, rushing to look at it herself. Kieran frowned at Lacey's response to the picture. Lacey, people are going to think you are an alcoholic if you keep spending all of your free time at the pub. And you shouldn't be drinking if you were just in the hospital from blood loss. Best to get rid of that incubus. Kieran, I haven't drank anything except water and blood. Lacey, good. I'll head over and pick you up. Kieran, okay, I'll get Kage packed up. Do you want anything to eat? Lacey, leave him with your parents. And I already ate. Kieran, I'm his guardian. I have to keep him with me until he chooses to leave. I can't just dump him on someone else. Is everything all right? Erin asked as she entered the kitchen where Kieran had been angrily texting back and forth with Lacey. Everything's fine, Kieran said evasively, getting a raised brow from his mother as he walked past her. Lacey, you left him with your mother yesterday. Kieran, I was busy with something and I couldn't take him with me. Lacey, then I'm not coming home. Kieran growled at his phone, feeling his fangs extend. The thought of rubbing in her face that he cheated on her crossed his mind for a moment, but he shook it off. No point in being a jerk with his admission. He packed Kage up and Adam returned them to the apartment. So, if you're writing something and you decide to throw in a text conversation along with everything else that's in these, you need to make it flow. Like, I get wanting it to look like you're looking at a screen, like the reader's looking at the screen. But at the same time, you also want the reader to still be immersed in the world that you're building. And Amber was very clunky with this, and it came off really forced. I think I'm going to end the reading of the SCOTTIE here. And we'll get into the rewrite stuff. Right now, we are on chapter 6 with the rewrite. If you remember in chapter 5, we ended it with Amber, because I renamed her to Amber, because it's more believable. Stabbed the stuffed rabbit Jason got her. But yes, we are going to continue with this, and I will catch you when I'm done writing chapter 6. think we're good. Yeah. I think that's good. How it is right now, when I'm done with it, I'll go back and do like editing and stuff. So this is all just first draft stuff. We're just getting the bones down. But let's go ahead and read chapter 6 of Amber. 6. The weekend flew by in what felt like a blink of an eye. Jason called me on Sunday, but he couldn't hang out. Neither could Melanie or Jordan. I ended up vegging out on the couch all weekend with a carton of ice cream. Monday morning came around and Samantha was wearing another slutty outfit with her makeup and hair done, almost like she was trying to imitate me, but her attempt came off thirsty and cheap. I grinned to myself as I put on my sunglasses as we walked outside with Mom to the car to go to school. Mom and Dad still hadn't talked to Samantha about the way she had been dressing lately, and it was getting annoying. Melody was already at her locker when I walked up to her, giggling at something Miles said. I rolled my eyes as I opened up my locker. I was thinking we could try out that new chicken place during lunch today, I said nonchalantly as I closed my locker and faced Melanie. Miles had wrapped his arms around her waist, towering over her as he rested his chin on the top of her head. He wasn't smiling anymore as he watched me, and I felt like bristling at him. Melanie bit her lower lip. She needs to save her on her gas, Miles interrupted. We were going to eat lunch on the quad with Jordan and Vanessa today. You and Jason can come join us. I narrowed my eyes at Miles. Melanie can speak for herself. I do need to save on gas, she said quietly. I had some car problems. The warning bell rang, making her jump. Go on, sweetie, Miles said with a kiss to her temple. He watched her leave before turning to me. Stay the fuck away from my brother. Excuse me? I said, rolling my eyes. You're the one who's no good for Melanie. I don't cheat, Miles snapped back. And my brother doesn't need a bitch who just lies and cheats on her boyfriend she's supposedly so in love with. I saw you at the party over the summer, sucking the face off of Jackie when you thought no one was looking, right after you left that room with Mike. His eyes looked past me, and I turned to see Jason rushing over to us. Just stay away from my brother. I'd add in Melanie, but she sees you as a friend for some reason. He added in a hushed tone before grinning and waving to Jason. What's up, man? I'm the one who's always late. He laughed, giving Jason one of those manly half hugs. Forgot to set my alarm, Jason said. Jason laughed, his arm snaking around my waist. What were you two talking about? Nothing much, just telling Amber that you two are welcome to join Melanie and me out on the quad for lunch with Jordan and Vanessa, Mel said. I better get to class. He left us there, and it was all I could do not to let my smile slip as Jason kissed my cheek and walked me to my first period class. What was with Miles? He was never on time to school, never seemed to care about what Mike or Melanie did. Why the sudden interest now? My first 2 classes passed in a blur, and when I tried to text Mike, he didn't respond. Jason met up with me at the lunch line, rambling about his younger brother's science project he was helping with, something to do with volcanoes. Jordan and Vanessa were laughing at something Miles was saying as he walked up to them on the quad. Melanie was sitting in his lap as we ate lunch. Jason seemed distant, paying more attention to them than to me. And there we have it. Chapter 6 of Amber right there. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've been enjoying watching me write this. If you want to see more of my work, I will leave links in the description to my books on Amazon. Starting July 1st, Dump Your Sins will be free for everyone on Kindle. It's also, if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free already. And then that'll go from July 1st to July 5th. And then July 4th, The Raven's Ire comes out. It is the 4th book in my Sacred Beast series. And I am so excited for you guys to see this one. From this to this, I have grown so much as a writer, and I'm excited for you guys to see not only Kieran's journey, but my journey as a writer through my writing. I hope you guys have been enjoying this, and definitely like, comment, subscribe. Definitely comment any suggestions for Wattpad trash that you want me to make better and figure out the story, like find the hidden gem within those. I am really enjoying doing this series. It is so much fun, and thank you again for joining me in my crusades against bad writing. And I will catch you in the next one. Some Gamer Gremlin signing off. Bye. As ants march, so too must we, onward on noble crusade, to seek the gems hidden within. Fear not the trick of trope, the raccoon knows the way, cute little trash panda with curious hands, cleaning away trash and grime. The raven song cries out in the night, reminding us the truth in sight. Never fear the mirror, face it and grow, never to linger.